Welcome to Life Upgrade with AI. This channel is all about using AI to make everyday tasks easier, whether that's planning your week, organizing your life, or reaching your goals. I'm showing everything on ChatGPT from my computer, but feel free to use whatever AI tool or app works best for you. Today we're talking about using AI to study for an exam. And the reason I wanted to make this video actually comes from a real situation in my own life. My nephew Casper, who's 20, was visiting me for a week this fall. He had an exam coming up the following week and he hadn't started studying. When I asked him if he'd at least opened the book, he told me he hadn't even bought it yet. I was half shocked, half amused, and after telling him off for being completely unprepared, I realized I had to actually help him figure this out. So we used ChatGPT to break the subject down, find out what mattered most, create a study plan, and guide him through a full week of focused studying. And he ended up passing the exam rather easily. That moment is actually what gave me the idea for this channel, because AI really can help you upgrade your life in such simple everyday ways. So today I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. Now let's get started. We'll start by letting the AI get to know what the exam is about. This helps it shape a plan that actually matches the subject and your timeline. Here's the first prompt. Help me study for an exam. Ask me 10 simple questions about the subject, the exam format, my current knowledge level, and how much time I have to prepare. These questions help the AI understand not just what the exam is on, but also the situation you're in, whether you're starting from zero, whether it's multiple choice or essay based, and how much time you realistically have. You can answer everything quickly. Short answers work perfectly. Answering these questions almost feels like a reality check. It helps you see where you actually stand, whether you need a gentle plan or something more structured, and what to expect in the week ahead. Once the AI understands your situation, we'll ask it to break the subject into clear, understandable pieces. This is the step that helped Casper the most. It turned one overwhelming subject into manageable topics. Here's the next prompt for this. Break this subject into clear categories and major topics I should focus on. Keep it simple and beginner-friendly. AI will usually separate the subject into sections you can tackle one at a time. Seeing your exam laid out like this immediately reduces the stress of not knowing where to begin. You can also ask the AI to rate the difficulty or importance of each topic. Something like, tell me which of these topics are most commonly tested. This helps you prioritize what to study first. Now that we know the major topics, let's turn them into a realistic study plan. This was the part that made the biggest difference for Casper. It gave him a clear path instead of trying to guess where to start. Here's the next prompt. Create a study plan based on these categories. I have 7 days to prepare. Make the plan realistic, structured, and focused on exam success. AI will organize your week into simple blocks, usually 1 or 2 topics per day, with review sessions, practice questions, and a calmer day right before the exam. It creates something achievable and balanced instead of a plan that burns you out. If you want, you can ask for multiple versions of the study plan. For example, create a relaxed version of this plan, or create a more intensive version of this plan. This helps you choose the right pace for you that just feels right. Now we'll help the AI tell you what usually matters most in the exam. Even if you don't have access to past exams, AI can still give you a good idea of the themes that tend to be tested. Here's the prompt. Give me a list of important past exam themes or typical questions for this subject, and explain which topics usually matter most. This is incredibly helpful because it points you towards the areas where teachers tend to focus, and the topics you absolutely shouldn't skip. You can also ask the AI to highlight the top 3 things you need to know. It keeps things focused and stops you from getting lost in the details. Practice is where everything comes together, even if you're short on time. Here's the prompt. Create 10 practice questions based on the most important exam topics. Include answers so I can check my understanding. AI usually gives a good mix of easy, medium, and challenging questions. This helps you test your knowledge and catch anything you might have missed. If you want to go even deeper, you can ask the AI to explain the answers in more detail. For example, explain the answer to question 3 as if I were a complete beginner. This makes even the difficult topics much easier to understand. Now let's pull it all together so you have one document you can save, print, or screenshot. Here's the final prompt. Combine the topic list, study plan, past exam themes, and practice questions into one simple exam study guide I can copy and use. This gives you a complete plan, something that turns one overwhelming week into a clear step-by-step path. This is exactly what helped Casper pass his exam, even though he started from scratch. And honestly, this method works for any subject and any timeline. AI makes the whole process feel structured and manageable, even when you're short on time. Although, side note, I never recommend waiting until the week before the exam to start studying. But whether you do or not, I hope this helps you feel calmer and more confident about studying for your exam. If you found this video useful, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I share simple, everyday ways you can use AI to make life feel more organized, intentional, and a lot less stressful. Thank you for watching and good luck with your studies.